All right, good morning. Welcome to another series here. So in this project I'm going to teach you how to develop a calculator with Python programming. So now without wasting of time, I'm just going to go straight to my Visual Studio Code here in my taskbar. So you see I have a project already I save in my external drive here. So let me just go down here to show you this is the folder, and the folder name is calculator project. So I had already put the folder inside here, my Visual Studio Code here. So also inside the folder I have a file name calculator.py, which is Python. So now here you see in number 1 here, line 1, I already have a comment, and the comment says Python code for calculator project. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and import tkinder as tk. So here I'm just gonna say import tkinder as tk, and let me quickly bring this to your notice that in this part of the video I'm only gonna do series 1 and series 2. I'm not going to make it up to series 3 because I just want it to be short. So I will just do the series 1 and series 2, and we will just cover up all the lessons with those 2 series. So now I will also say from math I have to import star here. So now let me quickly comment again here. Now this I'm going to say create the main window. So I will say create the main window. Then the main window is going to be root. So root is equals to tk dot, then I'm going to have I don't need a space. I'm going to have tk here, then I'm going to close it with this. Now I come down again and say that root dot title, because I need to have the title. So the root title, inside the root title I'm going to say professional calculator. So I just need to make this as much as possible to look more professional, and you need to follow it step by step. So I come down here, also I'm going to comment again. So this time I'm going to say I'm using this hash, then I said create a entry field for displaying calculations. Then down I'm gonna say calculation. I've done a video like this before, but it was not completed, so that is why I'm trying to make sure that I have to start from the beginning, so you can start from the beginning and follow it step by step so you don't make mistake. So here I'm creating a variable, and I said this variable is for calculation. So calculation is equals to tk dot, then I'm gonna use a string here. So this string I'm gonna say is a string variable. So outside here I'm gonna say entry field, entry underscore, then I have field, then the entry field is equals to tk, then I have dot entry, then I have a bracket, then I have a root inside the bracket, then comma here. So I can, let me just keep on the code from that same line. So I'll now say text variable is equals to calculation, which is the variable we created, the string variable we created, comma, and then I will just say I need a width. So a width is equals to 20 for now, yes. Then down I can say that entry field which is this, dot the grid of the calculator. Then I'm going to use a raw to equals to 0. So raw is equals to 0, comma, and then I can also say that the column is also equals to 0, and then let me have a comma here. Then lastly, I can also say a column span. Let me come down here to have a column span. So a column span is also equals to 4. Yes, so that's what I'm gonna just do. So now I can come down again. I'm done with the display calculations field. So now I can come down again, and this time I will just have to do a function to update the calculations for entry field. So here I will just say hash function to update the calculation entry field. Now here in this, I'm going to say that div updates. So the div updates underscore calculation. That's another variable for this. Inside I'm going to have number here, which is num. I have not validated that number variable yet, so here I will say current. Then inside here, the current is equals to calculation. We have already here dots to get. Then I will close with this. Now I will come down and set that calculation dot set. Calculation dot to set current plus str. I'm gonna use this value, yes, this. Then inside I'm gonna have num, which is the number we created earlier. This is it. So now it has been validated. So now let me come down a bit. For the next one, I'm going to comment again. So now for this one, this function is to calculate entry field, to clear the calculation entry field. So here I'm going to say function to clear the calculation entry field. So this is for this. So now I'm just going to write some few code. I will just say that div to clear underscore calculations. Then I will close it with this. So let me just use a column here. Then next I will just say that calculations dot set. Then I can close it with this. Good. So now I'm done with this. Let me come down again. For the next one, let me scroll down a bit from this side, ruler bar. So now I'm going to comment here also. I said hash function to evaluate the calculation. So I will just say this is for function to evaluate the calculation. So under here I'm going to say that div, the div here is evaluate. Sorry, it has to be on the same line. Div evaluate underscore calculation. Then I'm gonna close with this and use this to finish it up from here. Then I will come down and say I'll try value with column with this. So results for this. So I'll say that the result is equals to eval to use the value calculation dot to get. Then I'm going to say I'm closing it with this. Now I'm going to come down again here and say calculation dot to set the result. So I will say dot, I want to set my results in this. Then I will come down again and say that except exception as E, then this. Then I can come down a bit now and say calculation dot set. Then I can just use this and say an error is inside here. So now I am done with this. Let me come down a bit. Now quickly I'll scroll down here. I'm going to create some numbers for the calculator. You know, a calculator has buttons, so I'm going to create the number from number 1 till the end of the number. So here I'm going to just say hash. Let me comment here and say create number buttons. So here in the numbers buttons, the first one I'm going to say this is button. This button is 7. Then button 7 is equals to tk dot button on this. Then I'm going to use the root. So the root comma, and then I'm going to say, sorry, let me bring this to the same line. So comma, then I will say text is equals to, I'm going to use 7 inside here, comma, then the command, let me add a command to the button, is equals to lambda. So this is lambda. That's what I'm going to be using. So now I can use this to stop this. Then I can hit down and say update. Let me go down, update calculations. For this is a bracket, and inside the bracket I have 7. Now I don't want to waste too much time, so I will just have to copy this and duplicate it into maybe 8 or 10 so we don't make mistakes. So I will just copy from here, Ctrl C and Ctrl V 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 and Ctrl V. Now from here, if this is 7, then the next one has to be button 8. Then I have to change this value to 8. So I have to change the value inside here to 8. So the next one is for button 9. So I will also change this next one to button number 9. Button number 9. Button number 9. Next one, button number 4. 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. Next one is button number 5. So here, button number 5, button number 5, button number 5, and the next one is button number 6. So I will say here this is for button number 6, button number 6, and button number 6. The next one is button number 1. So I will say this is for button number 1. This is for button number 1, and this is for button number 1. The next one is button number 2. So here I will say this is for button 2. This is for button 2, and this is for button 2. Now we still need for button 3 and 0. So I will just come down and paste again and paste again. So now I'm going to say this is for button 3, this is for button 3, and this is for button 3 too. So here is for button, I think button 0, so I'll just say this is 0, and this is, sorry, this is 0, and this is 0 also. Now we are done for the button from there. So now I'm going to just come down a bit from here. Let me scroll from the sidebar here down. So now from here I'm just going to go ahead and create a grid. So here I will say button, let me use this button already, so I already used for button 7. So button 7.grid, button 7.grid, then I'm going to use a bracket and have a raw inside. So raw is equals to 1 comma, then also I have a column, so I will say this column here is equals to 0. So now let me also copy this, because I don't want us to waste time, so I will just copy this also from here. Then I will paste Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. So now let's begin to manipulate this. So this is if this is button 7, this is button 8, this is button 9, this is button 4, sorry, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 1, this is 2. Now we need for 3 and for 0, so let me paste 2 times again. So this is for 3 and this is for 0. Now we also need to go and manipulate the raw 111, then the second one, let's say the second one from here is 2, this is 2, and this is 2. Now the next one is for 3, so let's say that this is 3, this is 3, this is 3, then the last one, let's just call the last one 4. Then after that I'm going to say that this first column is 1 here, and the next column here, let's see, if let me use 0 for the first one. Now I'm going to say the second one is 1, and this one is 2, and this one is 0. I'll leave that one to be 0 and this one to be 1. Then I'll say again that this one is 2, this one is 0, and this one also has to be 1. Then the last one, I'm just going to change this one to 2. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I still have more things to do, but I will just quickly do the last one to create operators for the button. That's the last section we're going to be doing before we go to the series 2 of this lesson. So now I'm going to comment here. I will just say hash, then I will say create operator buttons. Now I can hit enter. Here in the operator buttons, I'm going to say button, let me use this, button underscore art, then is equals to tk, then dot a big button, then I will use a root value also, so this root value comma, and then I will say text, then text is equals to, I will use this and say plus inside of the text. So here I will have a comma, then I will also have a command. So this command here is equals to also lambda, like this one. So then I will use a column to complete this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I will come down this time and say I'm giving an update to the, so I will just say updates. This is the update calculation. So update calculation, then I will use this, and also have this again, and I have a plus inside of this. So that is for button for multiplication for add. So now if I come down again, I'm going to create the button for subtraction and the rest, but I don't want to waste my time, so I will just have to copy this from here, Ctrl C, then I will come down, paste this, paste this, paste this, paste this, and I think let's just do that for now. So if this is for add, then the next button is for subtract. So here I will just come here and say this button is to subtract. Then since it's for subtract, then that means subtract is equals to, so it's the same root, lambda, now calculation, update calculation plus. So for that is for the subtract. Now I'm also going to have another one. This is for multiply. So I will just come here too and change this one to button multiply. So I will just say multiply. Then the next one is for divide. So I will also come to this one and say this one is for divide. Then I will come to the next one and say this one is for equals, equals to, equals to, and then the last one is for clear. So I will paste one more and say this one is button to clear the values you have imputed. Now since this is for clear, where I have the text, I will have to add a capital letter C here. Now since this one is for equals to, then I will also need to have equals to inside of it. So the one for equals to text is 1 minute. For the C here, text also has to be for C. So if this is for C to clear, the text also needs to be C. So I have to change the text also for to C. So I'm coming, give me 1 minute. Update calculation to clear, 1 minute. Root, sorry, let me make a little adjustment. So if the update command, let me just start from the up here to make my adjustment. So now for the subtract, I will only have minus from there. So update calculation here is for minus. Then the text, let's see, I don't have any other thing. Then for the multiply, update also for the text is update calculations for the multiply. I'm trying to see so we don't make mistake. Is text, inside the text equals to, text equals to, then I only use this for the minus. Text is equals to this. Calculation update also is equals to this. So that means I am correct. So for this one also, since it's for multiply, so that means I will need to have only this. For multiply, I'm only going to have this alone, and also here I'm also going to have this alone for multiply. Then for the next one, which is for divide, so I'm only going to have a slash here to divide, and here too I'm going to have a slash to divide this. So the next one, which is for equals to, I will just have equals to here, then I will also have equals to in this one. Then lastly, for the C, I'm going to have clear here in the text. So I will just have a capital letter C here. Then since I have clear there, now I don't think I still have to, I still need to have clear here. Clear, comma, clear from here. Then after there, let me just quickly remove this lambda for the last one. We don't need this for the last one. Then I will have the command Ctrl Z, please 1 minute. I will have the command from here. Command from here. Then I will bring this to this place. So here I will have equals to command C, command is equals to, sorry, this is where there's no lambda here, so C is equals to command from here and clear, so the variable here has to be clear. Clear calculation. Then I will close it with just one of this. 1 minute. Then let me just check from here. Beautiful. So I think that is all for this one. Let me save it. Let's just quickly go and check, should in case we've made a mistake, so we can quickly just make adjustments. So let me save here. Let me go to the terminal from here, but tkinder is still there because we have not validated this yet. But let's quickly go to run here, or maybe click on view and go to terminal. Here in the terminal, let me clear this because I had this already. So now if you check here, you see I have one problem, and that one problem is the tkinder that has not been declared yet. I only have it here, but it has not been validated. So that is the only problem we are having now, which we will be sorting in the next video. So before we are done with the video, we'll be able to sort that. But first I need to just quickly say Python, then I will say calculator dot py and quickly hit enter so I can see how far. Good. So the code is working well, only that we have a variable which is the tkinder as tk that has not been validated yet. So that will be done before the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.